What I like about our center here is I really like people. That's kind of where it's at.
I think this Zen Center is a very special place.
When I walked in, it just had a feeling of home.
It feels safe and it feels nurturing to be here. And there's a spirit among the people who come here that's a real big part of that.
It's not an easy thing to sustain on your own, or at least it's not for me. So when I come here, I'm reminded of taking what I am doing on my cushion and putting it in my walking, in my life.
Immediately, the thing that stood out to me was Sandy, the teacher.
There are many schools of Buddhism, and there are many teachers. It's good to find a teacher that fits you.
Within the first moments of talking with him on the phone, I thought, this is somebody I could learn from.
If you get confused about all the old Zen stories and all the theory and all that, you can just watch Sandy and you can get it that way.
I found in Sandy a teacher that I felt embodied the teachings.
You know, part of the practice here is that individual interview option. People bring in questions from everyday life. They have Buddhist questions or meditation questions. And so I just tend to try to be a friend on the way.
He can be an extremely valuable guide, helping you down the path of towards self-awareness.
I've watched this place grow and flower and attract more people in a way that's very rewarding.
When I first came here over 20 years ago, the Zen Center was located on Sandy and Susanna's property. Very small, and we'd all huddle together in the winter to stay warm. And it was a lovely place, but it had its limitations because when there would be zazen kais or meditation retreats, people would be camping out all over the Stewart's property. There really weren't places to sleep other than in their house or outside.
Then one of my students heard my dream about having a center that had residential capabilities, which ended up with her contributing 15 acres of this 100-acre parcel to the Zen Center, which is where we're sitting now.
When I first got here in 1999, the Zendo was the only building that had been finished.
We've built 4 buildings ourselves, basically.
We finished the kitchen building, built a cottage. We built and finished out the dormitory building and the shower house.
Here there's more space and it's much easier to run a retreat than it was at our house. And the new building that we're working on now will have a dining hall.
The current limitations of the Zendo are particularly that we don't have a dining hall. So whenever we have meditation retreats, we are performing the meal ritual right where we're sitting.
There will be more dorm space because right now it's crowded. And if anybody wiggles in the night, you know, everybody wakes up in that room.
We also need storage space, administrative space. This new building is going to fulfill all of those roles.
We'll have a bell tower, log, you know, like, oh, that'll just enlighten the whole neighborhood.
The building that we're going to build now will provide the final pieces to the puzzle to a complete, fully articulated, fully capable retreat center.
When I look towards the future for the Zen Center, I see not just the new buildings that are planned, but I see an expansion of that community that I think is so valuable for people to have to share their practice.
I'm proud of this place, and I have a long-term view about it. Rinzai said when he was planting pine trees, what are you planting pine trees for? Well, they'll provide shade for future generations. So that's sort of the reason, I think.
I count this as among one of the most serendipitous meetings of my life, to encounter the center and to have encountered Sandy.
The fact that people will come from all over the world to experience Sandy's teaching, that makes me feel really, really good, because I drive 20 miles. I can get here any day I want. I'm a lucky, lucky, lucky person.
When people ask me what has Zen done for you, what comes to my mind at that point is, well, I laugh more. And I think that's a great result.